Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are ranking the Girl of the Year big ticket items. I did the historical beds and I got a lot of requests to please do the Girl of the Year beds. Well, fun fact, not all of them, like literally not very many of them have beds. So I was like, you know what, the next best thing is their big ticket item. What is the big ticket item, you may be wondering? It is the item that costs the most money or is the largest in the collections. Now, keep in mind, the older Girl of the Years do not have very much to their collections. So I went ahead and I did this one a little bit different. This is a lot of my personal bias that is coming in to ranking this. Usually I try to keep that out, but this one's a little bit different because you can't really compare Lindsey's scooter to like Grace's bakery and, you know, expect that to be the same like value and things like that. So again, this is really my personal bias talking when it comes to this list in particular. I use a non-biased sorter. If I remember, I will leave it linked down below. If the audio does sound a little bit different, I'm actually at my parents' house right now. I am dog sitting my sister's dog. So I have a niece now. Her name is Chanel and she's 7 weeks old. You can probably find some sneak peek pictures and videos of Miss Chanel and her cousin Winter, my dog, over on my Instagram. So go ahead and follow me there if you have not already. But just keep those comments positive and polite down below. Also, let me know what your favorite big ticket item is from the Girl of the Year collection, and let's get to it. In 20th place is Mia St. Clair from 2008's ice rink. So this literally was like a stand, and then you'd attach your doll to it. And obviously, if it was Mia, she would, Mia had the ice skates, and you can put them on whatever doll you wanted. But I don't remember the prices of all these items just because like that is way too much for my little brain to remember, especially since it's like numbers and math is like my least favorite thing on this earth. But this is kind of pointless maybe like a kid would think this is cool. You can flip it so that it looks like you're inside, and also there is the other side where it looks like you're like outside or whatever. I think it's kind of cool. I think it might be much cooler for someone who has like a very, very large doll room to do displays on, but I'm just not a fan of this at all. In spot 19, we have Kaylee Hopkins from 2003's Boogie Board. So this is kind of like, because Kaylee, her whole theme was like the beach. She was like the Joss before Joss existed. So this really, it's kind of hard because the dolls their torsos are literal like cloth and stuffing. So yes, they can get wet. But I mean, like, if you get the water in their eyes and stuff, you run the risk of rusting. And then obviously, like, if the soft part of the doll sits too long, it gets, moldy and gross and just ew. So, like, what would you actually do with this? Because you can't, like, have your doll boogie board on land. So I appreciate what they were trying to do. The theme is, like, nice and it fit with her. And she was only the second Girl of the Year. So, I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. But I really just don't see the point in this at all. Something else I don't see the point in is Marisol Luna's, like, performance fashion trunk thing. Like, this just really... it would come with this like special outfit that you'd have to buy with this trunk that came with like all this other stuff, and I don't particularly care for this item at all. Sage Copeland's hot air balloon, it's a cool item. It's something different. It's something we probably would not have expected them to do. Now, I have never seen this in person. I don't know how big it is. Now, if this thing like could actually like float, like maybe if you could hang it, I mean, I'm sure like if you have a real creative parent, like my parents are, you could probably hang this from the ceiling so it could look like, just hang it in a corner, make it look like your dolls were floating. I don't know. That's just a cool idea. But other than that, it's just kind of there, and it might just take up a lot of space, especially if it doesn't do anything. So I'm not really sure about this one here either. Lindsey Bergman's scooter is next up. So Lindsey usually ranks at the bottom of my list, and because she was the first Girl of the Year, there's not really a ton to her collection, but I myself was personally a scooter kid. Like, I never really liked riding bikes, so I really liked my scooter, and so I always had a scooter. My brother and I each had one. I think my sister just got them when we were done, but I really like scooters, and I think giving your doll like a mini scooter is actually a really cool idea. In 15th place is Nikki Fleming's horse. Now, I love horses. I always wanted one as a kid, and I have ridden them a couple times, so I've always had like a huge obsession with horses. The Felicity movie is my favorite, so obviously like I've always wanted Penny, but I had an Our Generation horse as a kid, and then my mom gave it to my cousins. I missed that horse now. But this one, I forget its name, but honestly, the fact that it is a horse, like what girl doesn't want a horse for her doll? And I like the way this one's feet are. I've never seen this one in person. Like hopefully its feet actually look like it's walking, because that's actually a really, really cool touch. This is just McConnell's tree swing, and I think this thing actually like played noises and music and stuff. I think I read that somewhere. If I'm just making that up, like, I'm sorry. But I think this is cool. I was torn between this and then her like kayak or whatever, but this is actually something that's really cool. And I mean, I don't know, like this would make really cute photos if you had a pool or like lived by a beach or something. So I think this is cool. If you are new here, you need to understand that Luciana Vega is not one of my favorite dolls. I am very sorry. I'm not into the whole outer space, galaxy, science, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. If that's your thing, fabulous. I'm so glad for you, my friend. But Luciana and I have never really, hit it off. So her Mars habitat does come in. I think we're on spot 13 now. It does. I didn't want to put it at the bottom because it is actually very cool, and she is very different from a ton of the other Girl of the Years. So I don't really know like all the stuff this thing can do, but I'm sure it probably does something, instead of just like chilling there. I don't know, but it's kind of cool. It's really unique if you're into the whole like space and astronaut thing. Like I'm sure people like would be going crazy over this. I actually got back into collecting the year after Luciana was Girl of the Year, so I'm not really quite sure how this one went over, but it's not my favorite, but I did get some bonus points for being really cool and unique to the lineup. This is Kanani Akina's shaved ice stand, and okay, yes, I like shaved ice. It's great. It's perfect for summer. It's literally 100 degrees today. Could I go for some shaved ice? Absolutely. But my sister is actually bringing me crumble cookies. But anyway, that's irrelevant. This is cool. I actually like the colors. Like it just looks so warm and summery, and I do like shaved ice a lot, so I was like snow cone, yes, please. But I don't know, like maybe you could get this and like possibly Jess's tree swing and maybe even the boogie board. I don't know. You guys, I am so sorry. I have my parents' 3 dogs, I've got my dog, and then I have my sister's puppy all around me. So like I'm filming in like a squad of dogs right now, and if you hear any of their snoring or dog noises, I do apologize, but you guys know we're all about the animal chaos here on my channel. But anyway, back to this item. I think it's a cool piece. I didn't expect it to rank this high, but then again, when I put it in the sorter, it kind of just, that's why I really like the sorter, because it puts everything out and it puts everything against each other, and then I have to pick between one or the other, and then it all forms a list for me. So I feel like it doesn't rank high. This is just kind of in the middle of the pack. Anyway, that was a really long explanation for why this thing is here, but you know what, it's fine. This is Chris's craft table with her sewing machine and craft accessories. So I actually used to know how to sew. My grandma actually taught me, and I love the whole vintage aesthetic of this thing. Now, I don't know how many people actually really like this because, okay, so I was torn. I was going to be like, so do I consider Gwen and Sonali Chris's big ticket items? Because, she's the only Girl of the Year to come with friends, but I was like, no, the sewing machine. The llama was also considered because it's really freaking cute, but this is really pretty. I do love the aesthetic, and it's just so vintage and beautiful and just very bright and clean, and I really love this whole entire sewing thing. It's something unique because Carissa was the first one to sew, and then Isabel. We will see the upgraded version of the sewing area in a minute. But yeah, this is really cute. McKenna Brooks kicks off our top 10 with her infamous loft bed. Now, this is very interesting. I do like this. This is actually featured in my outrageous eBay listings video, so go check out how much someone is trying to sell this for, because what the actual heck. Anyway, this one's really cute. It looks like it has a little hamster cage there, which is nice. I'm actually highly allergic to those too, and rabbits. But this is cool. I like the chair as well. It's really nice. It was something different because before I think we only had Mia's bed, and nobody else before that got a bed. I mean, Lainey had her camper, but did Kanani? I don't think Kanani has a bed. I'm not quite sure. But this is very different than, anything they would ever do in the historical lineup and things like that, especially for this time. And I think the in thing in 2012 was probably oh, do you have a loft bed, or do you have bunk beds or something like that? Because I had to share a room with my sister for 10 years, and we had bunk beds. So this does remind me of some things from my childhood, even though I think I was oh God, how old was I? I think I was 15. This is ridiculous. I was 15 when McKenna came out. But I mean, like, it's a nice bed. I do like it, but we will see a different version of it in a few places here. In spot 9, we have Lainey Holland's camper. So you have to think, in 2010, like, we didn't have stuff like this. Like, we had a scooter, a boogie board, a fashion trunk, a jungle tree, a horse, an ice rink, and a craft making table. And then they hit you with the first real big ticket item, this camper. Now, Lainey is not one of my favorite girl of the years. I'm not really the nature-y type. If you haven't gathered, I'm more of the indoor writing, reading, history type versus outdoor math and science type. But I think this is actually very cool. It has like a mini kitchen, storage area, and of course like a little bed where you can sleep. I think it comes with a sleeping bag too, I think. So yeah, it's very cool. It is very, like, we didn't have very many girl of the years at this time, and this was able to, you know, come out and kind of like, I feel like this really is when the Girl of the Year line kind of took off. Like, Carissa and beyond is kind of when it really started to improve. In spot number 8, I believe we're on spot 8, is Leahs Rainforest Hut. So this thing comes with a hammock, which is really freaking cool. This is just, it's very, like, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. So you have to, like, look up all the pictures of it to see, like, everything that it comes with. I do think it's a really cool piece. It is in the top 10 because it's one of the bigger items that has, like, a lot to offer and way more details. You have to keep in mind this came after Grace's Bakery, which we haven't talked about yet, but we're going to. The Grace Thomas collection is my favorite Girl of the Year collection. But anyway, this was a very nice item, and it's good that they didn't, you know, just come back in 2016 with some little, like, chintzy item. It's good that they were trying to, you know, keep the momentum going, but thank the Lord they lowered the price for the big ticket item. Next up, we're not actually going in order here, but this is Gabriellas Bed, and yes, there has been some serious controversy about Gabriella's collection in general, which I completely understand. It is all valid. This, however, is in like a controversy all of its own with McKenna Brooks because it kind of looks like her loft bed just, you know, recolored and revamped. I think the thing that really put this ahead of McKenna's bed for me, because you would think that the, you know, purple tones and things like that would be way higher for me, but this one, it's the brick wall. I really, really like this. If you guys have seen my videos, you know I have exposed brick in my doll room, and I just absolutely love that. And the aesthetic of this whole piece is just really cool. Jess Kendrick just missed the top 5 with what is still to date the most expensive big ticket item. This is the Volkswagen Bus, and I think it was like $600 and some odd dollars. I would much rather get 6 dolls than get this, but the only reason it is this high is because it's really freaking cool, and it comes with a lot of crap that is, you know, it's a cool idea. I think it can fit multiple dolls. It's been a long time since I really paid attention to Joss. I love the doll. I just don't really like the collection, but this is so incredible. It's just a really amazing piece, and like I said, there was a lot to offer. It was nice to see them do something like this. Do I want them to continue making giant items for like almost $1,000 for my dolls? Absolutely not. But I thought this thing was really cool anyway. Isabel Palmer's sewing studio kicks off our top 5. Now, if you don't know, Isabel is my girl. She is my mini-me. I just have blue eyes. But she is literally like one of my absolute favorite dolls from American Girl to date. So this is actually something I really love. Considering the fact that Isabel and I have so much in common, I knew her piece would be towards the top. I didn't think it would be number 1, but I knew it would be, you know, in the top 10 or top 5 as it is. But I do really like everything about it. I think it's very cool. Like I said, it's basically the updated version of Carissa's little craft table, which I also liked. And there's like so much pink, and you guys know I'm obsessed with pink. So yes, this is amazing. At spot number 4, we have the only item on this list that I actually own. I typically do not collect the furniture and stuff like that, but I do have a couple pieces, mostly from my childhood, but I did go ahead and buy Kira Bailey's tent when it was on sale last month. I think it was, or 2 months ago, but anyway. This thing is amazing. It can hold a lot of dolls. Everything it comes with is so cute, and I love, Kira Bailey is one of my favorite dolls with one of my favorite collections. And if I ever did get like the chairs and stuff to go outside of this, I absolutely would, just because like it really is so cool. It's so adorable. And like everybody that comes to my house, like family and friends wise, they're like, that thing is so freaking cute. And I'm like, I know. And I, not to like flex or anything, but I put it together by myself. And for someone with a visual impairment to do that, that's freaking amazing. So not bragging, but I mean, I was very proud of myself. Okay. So I love this thing. I love everything it comes with. I thought it was going to be number one, but there were just a couple more items that I liked a little bit more. In third place is Blair Wilson's restaurant. I think this thing is really amazing. I don't know why, I just really do. Blair is another one that I absolutely adore. You're going to notice that with the rest of the dolls and their collections on this list. They're like my favorite collections ever. So, Blair was the Girl of the Year for 2019, which is when I got back into collecting dolls. She was the first doll I purchased as an adult. And she was actually my first Girl of the Year ever as well. So I kind of have like a very special attachment to Blair Wilson, but seriously, this whole restaurant piece is amazing. In the historical lineup, you have Mary Ellen's Diner, and I think this thing like beats that way, completely out of the park. But that's saying something because I love Mary Ellen and I love the 1950s, but this freaking restaurant is just so beautiful. I love everything about it. So in second place is Corinne Tan's bedroom set that she shares with her sister Welly Wisher Gwyn. Corinne is the first Girl of the Year to have a sibling, Welly Wisher. I don't collect the Wellies. I don't really know anything about them, but I think that this set is incredible. I did go to the store on release day and I have seen this in person, and believe me, I do want it. I really actually do, because I love American Girl beds and bedrooms, and that's kind of why I bought Kira's tent, because it's basically her bedroom. This thing is just really amazing, and it reminds me, they have the bunk beds. So of course, like my sister and I, as I said earlier, had bunk beds, and I think it just looks so warm and incredibly cozy. And oh, lovely. Now we have sirens to add to the amount of noise in this video. You know what? It's just complete chaos around here, but it's good. It's all good. Please no one bark. Please no one bark. But I really, really do like this piece. I think it kind of helps that I have seen this in person, just like a couple of the other higher scoring items on this list. And no surprise, my favorite Girl of the Year big ticket item is the Grace Thomas Bakery for $500 and something. Now, I was not collecting when Grace was Girl of the Year. I actually was graduating high school when Grace was Girl of the Year. I love the Grace Thomas collection. As I mentioned earlier, it is my favorite Girl of the Year collection. I made a whole ranking video on their collections as well, I think maybe a year ago. I don't know. But this thing was ahead of its time. If I ever got the chance, I would buy it. Would I pay like thousands of dollars? No, but I think it would be really freaking cool to own, just so I can like say I own a Grace Thomas Bakery. In the case of Joss, I hope that they don't make massive items like this in the future, just because like the quality going down and the price going up is not something that us collectors want to see. But this thing, from what I have heard and the amount of reviews and things I have watched on it, because I do think about it sometimes, I think it was pretty well done, and it comes with so many things. And I love Grace Thomas and the whole collection, and I own none of it. I don't even own the doll anymore. So yeah, I love the entire Grace collection. I just don't own anything from it. So that's still a work in progress, but I love this bakery. I thought for sure it was going to be number one, if not close to it. So I guess I was right. Thank you all so much for joining me. Again, let me know which big ticket item is your favorite down below, and just for fun, let me know what your least favorite one is as well. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you can know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.